first one we were going to ask by my brother was, how many siblings do you have? Or did you have growing up?
Family?
Yeah, like how many brothers and sisters?
Oh, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 3 sisters. There was 3 sisters and three boys and 3 girls.
Yeah.
Right? Starting with the eldest boy was Sean, who died at 21 years of age of meningitis, right?
Sure.
Then there was Maureen, who was the eldest of the girls. Then there was Phil.
Yeah.
There was Annie. And there was my brother Hugh and myself. That was the 6 of us.
Right. And how old? Oh, well, yeah. Sean, you said, was in his 20s, wasn't he?
Sean was only 20.
How old were you when Sean passed?
I was only 4-year-old.
Ah, okay, so you're quite young.
Yeah.
It was saying, one of them asked, I think Mum asked, do you have any memories of Sean? Would you?
Very vaguely. I remember him being taken out in an ambulance on the morning that he went to hospital.
Ah, right. So.
I was sitting here on a neighbour's knee. I was only 4-year-old.
Yeah. So can you tell me about your parents then? Because
my mum and dad, yeah. My dad was originally from County Meath. He lived over in Roddenstown, and my mother was from Waterford.
Oh, okay.
Donegarvan and County Waterford.
And do you know how they met, or do you know?
My dad was working down in Waterford, and then he met my mother.
Yeah.
And it was during the time of the troubles, the Civil War in Ireland.
Cool. It was like title.
Yeah.
Is it true that you were a twin? Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was a twin, and my other half died in birth.
Ah,
I
okay.
do believe.
So, is it true that your dad helped the IRA? Sorry.
My dad was in the IRA.
It's cool. Can you tell me anything you know about that, or?
Well, I know very little of it now, to be honest with you, Conor, except that he was on the run.
Yeah.
And the Black and Tans were raiding the house, and he was boarding up the house after them or something like that, and he was hammering a nail, and the nail flew back. He'd only one eye for the latter years of his life, and he always wore one of these things over the patch over the eye. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So, do you know when your parents' birthdays were?
No, I actually don't.
It's like hard to remember. I barely remember my mom's.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So can you tell me about your mom's family in Waterford? Do you know of any?
And as far as I know, now I'm not 100% sure, but I think my mum's dad was married twice.
Right.
There was 2 families in it. She was a stepdaughter, I think, of the second family.
Yeah.
Right? And she was called Annie Lewis.
Okay. So the other one was, this is one from the other, because how did you meet Olive?
I met Olive, well, I was working in Birmingham.
Okay.
And I went to an Irish club on a Saturday night with a friend of mine from Summerhill who also was working on the buses in Birmingham with me. And there was 2 girls out dancing. And I said to this friend of mine, come on, we'll ask these girls for a dance. And he says, no. And he says, I know them too, I went to school with them.
Oh, right.
They were from Summerhill.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to Olive. And we met a date, and that's how we met.
Mental.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up with Hugh?
Growing up,
With Hughie, my granddad.
oh well, sure. You see, I didn't see much of Hughie because Hughie was in England for most of his
Ah, okay.
for 30 odd years when I was growing up. You know. And when I went to Birmingham back in 1958 or 59, and I stayed there till 1962, and I came home in 1962 because my dad got sick. My dad had cancer at this stage.
Yeah.
And I started working in Kelly's Bakery in Kilcock, and Dad was in Navan Hospital.
Yeah.
But he died on the
In 1960.
he died in Navan Hospital anyway. And Dad died on the 6th of April 1963.
Okay. And Do you remember Hugh as a kid? Do you know what's the age gap between you and
There was
Hugh?
9 years between us.
Ah, okay, so you were
So
four.
when I was, your granddad would have been, I would have only been 7, your granddad would have been 16, you know, that much of a gap between us in
Yeah.
school age and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
I think your dad went to England too when he was very young, he was only 18 or 19.
Ah, okay. Do you have any?
So I would have only been 8 or 10 at the time, so I wouldn't have had much I was to say connection with him during those early years because he was in England,
Yeah.
I was here, and then latter years then when he came home and he built the house for Law and right. I can't remember what year he came home. I think it was back in the early 60s he came back home there.
Is there anything you can tell me about your sister Phil?
Well, no more than Hugh. She went to England when she was only 17 or 18 years of age. So
Yeah.
she was all of her life, nearly 70 odd years in England, you know.
Yeah.
And the same with my eldest daughter, Maureen. She was the same. She was in England from a very young age.
Yeah.
Same again with my sister Annie. The only difference, my sister Anne died very young. She died at 51 years of age with cancer,
Oh, right. She had lung cancer, yeah?
throat cancer.
Oh, throat cancer, yeah. What can you tell me about actually your sister, Annie, then? She...
Phil and Maureen, again, as I say, you see, the different Connor, I had no connection with them because
Yeah.
I was here living in England, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, so the other question was, what jobs did you work?
Oh,
growing up?
myself,
Yeah.
I left school at 13 and a half years of age,
Oh, right.
and I was working in Tommy Fields' supermarkets at 13 and a half years of age.
Excellent.
And I worked there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I went from that to the hotel in Kilcock, and I was working as a barman in the hotel in Kilcock from the time until I was 17 and a half.
Yeah.
And then I left there and I went to Birmingham. And I was working on actually I applied for a job. There was a friend of mine used to come home, he was in the Merchant Navy.
Yeah.
And he used to call to me in the hotel and he was telling me this story of being in the Merchant Navy. They'd done a 3-month round trip and they got 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
And while they were on the round trip, he was a waiter in the restaurant on the
Yeah.
boat. And he said to me, "Do you want to?" He said to me, "Would you like a job with I'm see you later, David.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Would you like a job in the Merchant Navy?" He said.
Yeah.
And I said, "God, yeah, that's a good idea." So anyway, we made arrangements. I was packing in at the job I was at, and I met him over in Tilbury in Essex, right? And we went on board the ship and all, and was being interviewed, and the job was there for me as a waiter on the ship, and we were sailing. Our first stop was Gibraltar. We were sailing out on a Monday morning, and I had to go down for a medical.
Yeah.
And when I went down for the medical, I failed my eye test.
Oh, right.
Right? And I told the lady in question, she said, "I'm sorry, miss, I was always James Vincent, you know, that was my proper name, James
Yeah.
Vincent." She said to me, "James, I'm sorry," she said, I can't pass you," she said, "because..." Well, I said, I made up the story that I had my glasses in my sister's place down in Birmingham, right? And she said, "Well, you go down to Birmingham, get your glasses," she says, "and there'll be another ship docking here in 2 weeks' time, and we'll keep a job for you." So I was heading off the ship at 11 o'clock on the Monday morning while all the passengers were boarding, right? Heading for Gibraltar. And I got a train down to Birmingham with your granddad,
Yeah.
met your granddad, stayed with your granddad. And no, I stayed with my sister Phil.
Yeah.
But your granddad got me a job. He was a foreman fitter with Brian's building firm in Birmingham. And he got me to start, and I started working the next day. And true to their word, I got a letter saying that this other ship had docked and the job was there for me. But by this time I had got my first wage in England and I was a millionaire.
Yeah.
The usual story. And so I decided I'd stay in Birmingham anyway, because my mate was gone on the other ship anyway, so I hadn't that much interest in it.
Yeah.
So then I started, or I stayed working on the buildings, and then I decided I'd leave the buildings and I applied for a job in the Birmingham City Transport. That was the buses.
Yeah.
So I got that, and as the saying goes, I was in that for nearly 3 years. And that's what I was working on that when I met Olive.
Yeah.
And then again, the story was we were coming home tired and Dad was sick, and I said, I'm going home and I don't think I'll be back. And she said, I think I'll do the same this afternoon. She came back tired.
Awesome.
I got a job in Kelly's Bakery and she got a job in the Bon shop in Trim.
Nice.
And we got married on the 27th of July 1966.
Brilliant. Awesome. Were you always living here? When did you get the house here?
Yeah, I inherited the old house. It
Ah.
was the old Land Commission house at that time, and we started working on it, changing all the windows and put on an extension at the back. And actually, we were 30 odd years when they were working on it. And
Yeah.
we just about had it right when Lord of Mercy she died.
Yeah.
That was it.
Even Granny's place, the taps are still backwards. And
Yeah,
everything, so
yeah.
it's always something to do.
Always something to be done. Yeah.
When did you have your first kid?
My first girl, eldest lassie Erin, was born in 1967, a year after we were married, and subsequently then David was born 5 years later. Audrey was born 5 years later, and Katrina was born 5 years later. There was about 5 years left between the four of them.
That's interesting. But what was it like being married back in the 60s compared?
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough, very tough. I worked savage hours. I was driving for a civil engineering company called Ascom's, whom again your granddad, he was a foreman fitter with them for years and years. And I was driving the truck for them, and I'd be gone every morning here at 6 o'clock, and I wouldn't be home from 8, 9 o'clock every night. And that could include Saturday and Sunday. I genuinely, and I should be ashamed to say it, but I do not remember my kids when they were small.
I think that's kind of normal though. I think that's a very relative thing for a lot of people. So yeah.
We never pushed prams or we never changed nappies or
No.
we never done any of that kind of stuff.
I think I've heard that before. You're not the only one who's had
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That was the times I was in it at that time, you know.
Yeah. It's different now. It's more stress for money now. I
It's
think.
stressful money
it's a rat
now. Oh
race.
yeah, it hasn't got easier. I know
No.
that. Certainly, we worked hard and we put in long hours and everything else, but there wasn't as much pressure. That at least the mammy was always able to stay at home,
Yeah.
and we were surviving on one wage. You know,
Yeah.
now okay, we weren't living in a lot of luxury or anything, but we were.
You had your own.
You were struggling through, you know.
Yeah. No, nowadays it's like it's complete rat race just to get apartments.
complete
It's-
rat race. I feel sorry for you.
I think times will hopefully change soon.
Well,
But,
hopefully they can't get fucking much excuse than they can't get much worse anyway. I don't think. You know?
Exactly. One of the other ones was what was the drinking culture like back growing up?
It was actually. It was the cause of a lot of marriage problems,
Yeah.
including my own.
Yeah.
I was a bit too fond to get the
As I
job.
said, it's not the first time I've heard
Every
it.
night of the week we used to go for a pint. Now there was no such thing as binge drinking or any of that
Yeah.
kind of thing. You just went up, you worked hard all day long,
You just,
and you went up and had your couple of pints at night and relaxed, and maybe a game of cards or something like that in the local pub.
Yeah.
And you were up the next morning at 7 o'clock and gone. But it was 7 nights a week, and it did cause a lot of family
yeah,
problems. There's no doubt in the world about that.
yeah, definitely. Now it's more people will work all week up until get excessively drunk on the
Yeah,
weekend. It's
that's-
something we've gone through with my friends where we actually don't drink together anymore because we were only meeting up to get blindly drunk together,
Yeah.
and now we're trying to meet up to go hiking or something, trying to grow up a bit,
yeah.
but it's not there for you. Everyone is like, come on, we'll go to the pub, but
Yeah.
it's Jaeger bombs, it's vodka, it's not a pint of Guinness anymore.
That's the problem now. This bloody binge drinking, you know, and going and throwing back these shorts and everything.
Yeah.
It's a terrible waste of money.
It's
really.
escape as well. It's your stress builds up and then you
That's
just,
right. Yeah.
But do you remember the first time you had a drink?
Well, I would, because I was started working as a barman in the hotel at 16 years of age.
So, yeah, it's-
The temptation
Was
was
ours.
the temptation was there from
Yeah.
day one, you know.
Yeah. Did you ever smoke when you were younger?
Yeah, I smoked from I was 16 till I was, let me think about this. I was born in 1941 and I gave up the cigarettes in 1988, which would be 47 years, but it didn't start till I was 17, so you could say it was 30 years.
Yeah, that's great. Do you remember who gave you your first smoke or when you got your
No, I remember as young fellas going to school, you were a great fella if you had a butt of cigarettes.
first?
And you used to get the nicotine, the brown in your fingers from
Yeah.
sucking these, and you'd be going along the school wall and you tried to get the brown off your fingers before you would get to the class.
I think Grandad once said he used to pick up cigarette butts from the ground and try to light them
Yeah,
again.
we do, yeah.
Oh God.
That was the times there was in it.
Yeah. What was the fashion kind of like growing up for you? Was it everyone looked similar to what you see? in the
Everybody looked similar, you know, there was no school uniforms, you just wore your own, whatever your best was, and that was it. And
Yeah.
same story, you made your first communion, you got a suit for that, and you got a suit maybe for your confirmation, and that was about the limitation of your dress wear, you know.
Yeah. What was school like for you growing up?
School was tough because we had the Christian Brothers,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and the Christian Brothers were okay. There was some of them okay, but there was some of them. There was one or two brothers in the school now that gave us serious hiding, you know.
Yeah.
We had one brother, Brother Fox, and I remember even as a 6-7-year-old being cut by the 2 ears and lifted completely off the ground. You know.
Jesus. I
And
think-
then they had the big ladder strap, you know, that you were beaten with.
Yeah.
I remember some tough. There was a family lived up the road from Musty O'Brien's there, and they used to mitch a lot, if you know.
Yeah, off school.
And I remember them being brought in, and I remember the head teacher dismissing, or I won't say dismissing, relieving the class, letting us all out, the rest of us all out to the yard, while he got the 3 boys with the handle of the brush to beat them inside in the classroom.
It's mental.
And he bet them for a good half an hour. He came in, and I remember the sweat was dripping off his shoulder.
Jesus. It's crazy.
Oh, crazy, yeah.
It's like,
To be in jail if they'd done it now. You know.
this thing, it's now you can't even.
You can't even.
Oh, you can't even tell them to sit. When I was younger, I remember I was told to stand in the corner because I was bold, but you can't even do that now
No.
because it's, which I guess in one way is good.
Well, it's gone a little bit over the top.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I think we have a thing called.
Definitely, there should be a little bit of authority somewhere along the
Yeah.
line.
There's a thing in philosophy called the Kali Yuga, which is like a pendulum. When things will go too far to the right and too extreme, they'll eventually come back and then they'll become too soft. So the 60s was when it became too soft. Slowly go back, and apparently this is normal. And I think in the Germans is when they went too far with strictness. You can't read this, you can't do that. So it's always
You
going
have to reach a happy medium, Mr. Single.
Exactly, that's it. Aristotle talks about it, but
Yeah.
it's it's sweet.
It actually annoys me now, you know, the way parents find it so hard to discipline their children. Time, you see, when we left school, there was no secondary school or no college, no nothing.
No?
Once you left school at 13 and a half, that was in the story. There was no such thing as and going on to second or third level education in the story, you know.
But do you remember much during the Troubles as well? This is one thing.
Not really, because it would have been,
This side of Ireland,
yeah,
obviously. Yeah.
it would have been, that would have been before my time, you know.
No, the troubles in the 70s. Sorry,
In the north.
Yeah, with the bombings.
God, yeah.
Do you have any memories of this? Or?
Well, only no more than what we've seen on the television. You know what I mean? I never had any how would I say, experience of it because it would never have been up there. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's interesting.
But I do remember many of the bombings and the hostilities that went on between and you know, it was quite extraordinary the way the whole thing changed because there was, you may have heard of Ian Paisley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that man, everything, as what you call him said,
John
Hume said, unless there was a sentence with no one that the man couldn't make that sentence. No, it was no matter to everything. And then he completely turned around and he met our own T-shirt, Bertie Ahern, that time, and they become friends, and the same thing that he decided to form a government with McGuinness, the head of man of the IRA, and you know, it was a complete and utter unbelievable turnabout, and thank God it was all for the better, you know.
Yeah. My mum always talks about, and my aunties as well, they talk about the 80s a lot, how everyone had nothing, so we're all on the same boat. Do you have any memories of the 80s?
Oh yeah, sure, we had nothing. I mean, you just only depended on your neighbour now, you know. You would, and Lord have mercy on my poor wife, Olive used to always say, even when there was 11 of a family of them, and she said, at no time did you ever have everything on the table, that if you had sugar, you had no butter, if you had butter, you had no sugar, if you had something this, there was always something missing, you know what I mean? And that you were in want for, but you still never died with hunger because people were very self-sufficient. They grew their own potatoes, they grew their own vegetables. I remember my dad, Lord Mercy, out there where that garden is now. That was always a garden of potatoes and heads of cabbage and all that, you know, self-produce. And that was the way, and they bought their flour and they baked their cakes and they done all that kind of thing. You know, nowadays nobody does anything. Everything is.
I only started cooking my meals in the past 2 years because it was just, you just get chippers, and it's unhealthy. And
Takeaway.
That's the thing, is like, but cooking is kind of an enjoyable thing I do with my girlfriend. It's kind of nice when we have our own dinner.
Nice to have your own dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's your girlfriend's name, Conor?
Carolina.
Carolina, and she's from Poland.
Yeah, it's weird. My brother is also married to a Polish girl. It's, at first when they came into the country there was this weird alienation, but the more we've come to like talk to Polish people, they're actually very like Irish people, and they also, I don't know, they're very proud people. It's kind of, I don't know, they're suited.
They're hard workers, I think.
Extreme. My girlfriend is working 2 jobs at the moment and she's in college. She works as a creche, you know, kind of nurse or assistant. She works in Eddie Rockets as a supervisor, and then she's studying childcare.
Oh my God, isn't that great?
It's like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, they're wonderful people. I have great admiration for them because I have worked with them up in Supervalley there. I was 16 years up in Supervalley in Leitrim.
Yeah.
And a lot of the staff were Polish, and I actually worked with one girl who was a supervisor. She was from the Ukraine.
Oh yeah,
right? Now, and
they work harder than Polish.
They even work harder. And one time, we'd be talking about her country and that, you know, and actually, she was married, her husband was here, he was a welder, and he got a heart attack, or a stroke, and he was kind of, how would I say, invalided, you know. And he couldn't get any work, so he went back to Ukraine, but she stayed here in Ireland because she was working. She had a pretty good job in Superbad. And they were communicating, you know, over the phone and the TV or whatever you call it, internet. And she had left Supervalley at this stage, and she started up her own business as a dressmaker, right? She was very good. She was very good at the dressmaking. And she was living up in the house in Leitrim, and she'd always ring me on a Saturday morning, come in for a cup of tea, Benny, you know. And I'd go up for a cup of tea, and she'd have some pancakes made and some, you know,
They're
get
nice.
blueberry jam or something like that, you know, anyway. But one Saturday morning I went into her and she said, Benny, I'm going away next week. Are you Natalie was her name, Natalia. I said, are you Natalie? Yeah. She said, I'm going to Mallorca or some
Yeah.
foreign country anyway. She
Yeah.
said, I'm meeting Antonius. He's coming from the Ukraine
And they're
and I'm
neat.
meeting him over there because we haven't been together for a while. I said, that's fine, Natalie. Have a good time, enjoy yourself.
Hmm.
Anyway, they met on the Sunday, wherever it was, and they went down to the beach that evening for a stroll. And he got into the sea and he dropped dead in the sea,
Holy shit.
only 51 years of age.
It's madness.
And she was left there with him in a foreign country with no language and all that,
Yeah.
no insurance and all that.
Super
Finished up-
stressful.
She finished up anyway having to have him cremated and his ashes brought home because she
Oh.
couldn't afford to bring the body home.
Crazy.
But I was as helpful as I could to her that time.
Mm.
And no, not financially or anything, in
Oh,
every way I
in-
possibly could.
Yeah, and morale.
And about a year later she says to me, Benny, she said, would you come to the Ukraine with me to meet my parents? Right. So for my 70th birthday she booked a flight for the Ukraine.
Really?
And she brought me out to the Ukraine to meet her parents.
Really?
That was a brilliant experience.
How did you like Ukraine?
I had the loveliest people in the world
Yeah.
and very, very poor.
Yeah, there.
And I mean,
Things are
when I was married at, what year was I? I was married in 67 and 66 and was born in 41.
Yeah.
I was 25 when we got married, yeah.
Really? Can you tell me actually about your wedding? Like, where did you get married?
We got married in Dangan Chapel, Summerhill.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
And we had our reception in the Look and Spa Hotel. That's where we had our reception.
Okay.
And we had a big gang at it, there was 40 at it.
Really?
That was not like there's 200, you know.
Yeah, not the. I get you. But do you have any funny memories from the wedding or from around the time?
Not really, just as
It's a nice ceremony.
I remember we were our honeymoon was driving down to Athlone.
Yeah.
We had booked a hotel and we were staying a few nights, and that's what the honeymoon was going to
Yeah.
consist of.
It's not like it is now.
It's like it is now.
The pressure to go to.
We weren't going to New York or anywhere like that.
Yeah, no madness. What do you remember the feeling when you had a first kid?
Oh, it was just brilliant. You know what I mean?
Really
But
scary.
then you weren't as excited as we were. Very laid back, you know. What I mean?
Yeah, yeah, just,
I come from the hospital after Olive having Irene, my first baby.
yeah.
Now where do I head? Up the hat.
Just like, right, that's it.
That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way it was.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as congratulations. You
Or the baby showers and all that stuff,
It
yeah.
wasn't the big deal, you know.
Yeah. I forgot to ask you, did you play any sports growing up? Or were you kind of, was there anything you liked to do when you were younger? Were you much of a
I was very good at running.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I won a lot of medals at school for running.
Yeah.
I was the best runner in the school as regards in our age group.
Yeah,
at that
yeah, yeah.
time. There was only one chap, a man with a chap by the name of Mick O'Malley. He was
Yeah.
in the same class as me in 6th class. And he was the only one that ever gave me a run for as regards.
Yeah.
We'd
The
finished very
competition.
close together
Yeah.
in running. That was all. Now, other than that, you see, we weren't into sport because I was in England at the
Yeah,
time when I
yeah.
was only 17, 18 years of age. And,
Yeah.
you know, then over there, all you were doing was fucking
Mm.
drinking and fucking holding around at night time. We used to go, you'd work all week and on a Saturday night you'd finish up in the Shamrock Club in Birmingham and piss drunk.
It's the same thing. Were you much into music, actually? Or are you still into music?
Not particularly, but I am now. I'd be very much into country music.
Really? Oh, that's good. Was there any kind of,
Country and Western now, that would be my
yeah, Alan Jackson, all that kind of stuff? Or?
Alan Jackson and even our own guy, Mike Denver.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mike in English.
Yeah. But, was there any movie?
Eating all the biscuits.
Oh, I'm tired of eating. That's what the last eating about before. Was there any particular movie that you remember from growing up that struck you that you thought was
Gone with the Wind.
had to be? Yeah.
Had to be the greatest classic story of all times.
Yeah.
They don't make what they're making nowadays is pure and utter rubbish.
The thing is, I don't even know if you know how rubbish they are. We have movies that were great in the 90s and 80s, and all they're doing now is sort of rehashing them, updating them. A lot of
They're
stuff.
not able to make a movie now that there's a decent story to, like there was in that Gone with the Wind,
A lot of stuff is gone like that. It's kind of,
or even Titanic there, you know, was straight.
it's my girlfriend's favourite movie. That or Dirty Dancing. I've watched Dirty Dancing with her at least.
That was Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, yeah.
Yeah, remember that. There was Jesus, yeah. The old films were great. Now ones with the like of Charles Bronson and them guys, and I remember the old ones with the like of Dean Martin and on
Even Clint Eastwood, I guess, is like
Clint
he
Eastwood,
great ones as well. Yeah, he still makes great movies.
He's a lot of his though of late I found were a bit just over the top. He directed themselves and everything was looking about him, if you know.
Yeah, exactly. He's a bit of a star. We have one thing now that's actually happening in our generation, which is everyone's aware of, is all this stuff, the phones. So we found that I think this time we'll work all week and not really speak to anyone, and then on the weekend we'll meet up and get drunk. And my mum talks about this a lot, where we're not really communicating anymore.
No, there is no communication whatsoever.
It's mad. It's like,
it's so sad, Connor, to see it, and where I seen it more so in latter years when I was in supervisor. Right? I was driving the van in supervisor, and say for your lunch break, you'll go up to the canteen, and there could be 6 of the staff above in that canteen. And the whole 6 of them have their head in the phone. They would not.
they wouldn't acknowledge it.
There is
Or if they do, they're just...
they're there, and there is absolutely not even among themselves. There's not alone just me. You know what I mean?
Not even among the employees. I think.
Not even sitting having a bit of a chat about the weather or where I've been last night or what I'm doing or where I'm going for the weekend or anything. Absolutely no. And I